lost, alone, possibly terrified, burdened by the weight of everything you're carrying. You're longing to be held. You're longing to be seen, to be supported, to be able to sink into the rest that you deserve, that you desire. Today, we're going to work with the mother archetype, and we're going to dig into the confirmation you've been looking for. Now, before we begin, this is your friendly reminder. If you're catching the replay, you can always 2x your speed or click the timestamps below to jump straight to the message. We're going to do an energy check. In the thumbnail, you'll see the 10 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. And I also got 3 cards underneath that I was working with. The 9 of Pentacles, which was clarifying the 5 of Pentacles. So going from lack to abundance to so much and there's something about gratitude that's really going on right now. We're going to dig into it in this channel. I'm not sure what's going to happen. We're going to start a gratitude practice here. With the 10 of Wands being clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Lady of the Lake. We got that card a couple of readings ago. If I remember, I will link it for you guys in the replay. And then the King of Cups was clarified by the 4 of Swords. So yeah, you want to rest in love. You want to rest in your emotions and not be ashamed of feeling the things that you feel, but also not being swayed by them, understanding that they're just temporary things. They float by on the breeze, right? They can change so easily. And when I was looking at the cards, for some reason, I didn't think there was Wands energy. And so the idea of you have lost your spark came through. And then I realized, no, Wands is here. We have the 10 of Wands. But again, with the 10 of Wands, it's quite easy to lose your spark when you are carrying the weight of the world. When all of the responsibility falls on you, it is so easy to lose your spark. So today we're going to dig into that. We're going to dig into the message that you're going to have to confirm this weariness in your spirit, confirm that you are going to be held, that you are going to be loved, you are going to be ushered forth. Okay? Before we begin, we're going to do some breath work. We're going to do a very simple box breathing exercise. I invite you, while you're doing this breath work, pay attention to your body. Where do you hold tension in your body? Is it in your brow? Is it in your jaw? You clench your jaw all day long? Is it in your chest, right? Are you holding your breath from the stress of the day? Do you catch yourself holding your breath? Is it in your back? Is it in your shoulders? While you're breathing, breathe that air into your body and see it cleansing all of that tension away. See it melting all of that anxiety away, okay? We're going to settle into this space. We're going to settle into our bodies. We're going to settle into this now moment. We're going to be grateful that we are here in this now moment, right? We could have not woke up this morning, and we did. And I'm so thankful that you are here with me. So we'll do 3 rounds of this breathing, where you're going to breathe in through the nose for 4, hold for 4, breathe out through the mouth for 4, and then hold for 4. As you're releasing, release the tension. As you're exhaling, exhale the tension. As you're breathing in, breathe in peace, breathe in love, breathe in gratitude. Okay? We'll go ahead and begin. Very nice. The energy shifted very much. Before I went live, the energy was that of needing rest, needing to almost like when you go on a hike and you just need somewhere to prop up and just like, I just need a moment. And now the energy, it literally felt like just like angels flooded the room. Okay. So we are being held now. All right. We are going to get into this collective reading now. We are going to work with the mother archetype today. So in my tarot practice, I dedicate tarot decks to the energies, the archetypes of the Maiden, the Mother, and the Crone. These archetypes are just energies, right? It's a way to look at the world. I had someone say it's just a life phase. Okay, yeah, but there are children that have a mothering energy. There are fathers. There are men that have mothering energies. And there are 80-year-old people that have the most childlike, maiden-like energy in the world, okay? It's just an energy. And so I dedicate my tarot decks to those energies because it creates a connection. It creates clarity. And it's a beautiful offering, right? Everything in my life is a relationship with the way I see it, the way I experience it. And so that's why I do choose to do tarot this way. Mother. This collective is here with us today. We provide confirmation for them. They felt alone for a while. Things have gotten quite heavy. And the sovereignty they're seeking, the sense of royalty that they want to feel within is there for them. What message can bring them confirmation that they're on the right path or guidance to direct them? And this guidance will be confirmation, something they already know, please. I'm hearing if anybody has a cold right now, just because it's summertime, you need to take care of yourself. Don't force yourself through this. Don't force yourself to work. In particular, I'm hearing don't force yourself to take calls. If that's part of your job, you don't need to do that. You need to allow yourself to rest right now. We have the 9 of Cups with the Peacock Queen and the Elixir of Life on the bottom of the deck. We're really talking about gratitude, contentment. You can't be, I mean, I guess you could. Excuse me. I don't know. I don't think you can. To be fully content, you need to be grateful for what you have, right? So the first card we got, oh, it's the 2 of Cups. Isn't that pretty? I love the artwork in this deck. It's so gorgeous. We have the World. We have the 6 of Wands with the Sovereign Self. Yeah. 6 of Wands. Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing so well today. I see we have Kelly here. I'm not sure how to say your name. If you want to pop it in the chat, I'll talk to you throughout the reading. Of course, I don't mind, Kelly. Happy to have you here. Camario, hello. Welcome in. Kaja, so good to see you. I actually, for some reason, like there is a question you need to ask at the end of this reading. If you need to ask it now, go ahead. But yesterday, like I had a channel like, Kaja, if you have a question you need to ask, it came out in the reading. You weren't there to ask the question. So if there's something going on, don't hold back just because you feel like you need to. Oh, thank you so much, Kelly. That's so kind. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this message, and then we will do the collective, or that is the collective message. And at the very end, we will do personal readings. So like I said, the energy has changed so much since I went live. Before going live, there was just such a weariness to it. But now with this 2 of Cups coming forward from our first card, like just look at the light between their heads, guys. Let that energy sink into you. Let that purity, let that cleansing power, let that regenerative power charge you. Yeah, it's like we're getting charged up right now. Our energy is getting recharged. Can you see that? There we go. I'm hearing in particular for this collective, working with others is going to be very important for your journey. I'm not sure. I'm hearing healing journey. Maybe you are afraid to share what you've been through with other people, right? You're afraid to make more connections with others because you've been hurt in the past. Partnership has never actually been a partnership. You've always self sacrificed and given more. Like it was never an equal partnership. But yeah, so like with my pre work, the King of Cups, wanting the highest form of love, this wish of wanting the highest form of love that you can rest in requires you to, also give the highest form of love. True partnership is both partners giving fully, right? Now, one thing I will say about that is just because you've been able to give 100% of your energy on one day doesn't mean that you can give 100% the next, right? Everyone's energy is fluctuating, everyone's capacity is changing. And so if you only have the mental or emotional capacity of 60% and you still give that full 60%, you gave 100% that day. Okay. So every day doesn't look the same. Partnership, that's why we have partnerships so that we can share the load and everybody, like you cut the difference. As long as you're both giving everything that you can give in the moment and you're taking time, again, with that person being sick, that message I got, taking time to rest, taking time to honor your body, honor where you're at. That is a form of love, a love for yourself and a love for your partner. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to be able to support your partner? You're not. So take care of yourself, love yourself. How can you partner with your body? Breathwork is a great way to do that. Meditation is a great way to do that. But maybe that's not you. Okay, well, how else can you escape the thoughts, right? It's so funny. My thoughts have changed a lot throughout the progress of my spiritual awakening. And I thought that most of my thoughts were gone. And then yesterday I realized like they're just commentating again. Like it's not bad. Like I don't have the negative self-talk anymore. I don't have the shaming and the hate and all that stuff, but there's still like just this random thing. And I'm just like, why are you here? Why are you talking? Come back to the present moment. Okay. That's how you can partner with your soul. Come back to this present moment. Like your thoughts are always going to be popping up, but just like remind yourself, listen to the thought and be like, all right, this is like some made up story from a future event that's never going to happen. Like I'm here right now. How can I partner with this now moment to show love to myself, to show love to everyone around me, right? If we're in the now moment, then our connections are much more vibrant, much more full. They have a depth because they're here, right? You're not stuck on your phone. You're not stuck in an anxiety, worrying about you're going to pay the bills or whatever it could be, right? When we're in the now moment, it makes everything so much more intense. Look at the intensity of that light. Everything's so much more intense. And it guides us back to prioritizing what's important in our world, right? The second card from the Mother being the World card. When you're partnering with yourself, when you're partnering with others, yeah, I'm seeing like community, like people holding hands. Yesterday, there was something about closing the loop, so maybe somebody needs to watch that message. But again, circles are a big deal right here for this card. The energy of circles, the energy of there being no beginning and end, and everything is always connected. When you're in that partnership with yourself, with your soul, partnership with God and with your angels, whatever you believe in, it helps you escape all the patterns that you've repeated in your life, and you can come to the now moment in a place of wholeness, in a place of completion, right? Because you realize that in this moment, you are whole. You're breathing, you're here, you have your mind. Sometimes we can feel like we have no control over the mind. I've been there. I know what that feels like. Trust me, I get it. And what I would say to that is take it one moment at a time. And in those moments, surrender. Surrender, say, this is part of my world right now. This is part of the cycle that I'm completing. And it may be unpleasant. It may not be fun. These thoughts may be crippling, even. Been there too. But they will pass. They will pass as you surrender, as you soften, as you show compassion and love and partner with your soul, partner with those around you. Yeah. It's so hard to be vulnerable, right? And it's funny. I've gone through some things in my life I can't really talk about on camera, but people would think it's hard. Like that would be something vulnerable for me to talk about. No, I have healed that so much. It does not cause me any shame to talk about it. Other things, really simple things that shouldn't cause me any type of stress, my entire body clenches. I feel the resistance. And when you feel the resistance, that's the vulnerable truth, right? Joe Hudson says if it doesn't make you clench, it's not vulnerable. If it doesn't make you go, oh, it doesn't make you pucker, then it's not vulnerable. And being vulnerable is how we sit with each other and witness each other. It's how we take the wisdom of each other, right? Otherwise, we're just listening to a bunch of garbage. The same old, same old. There's no new experience to be gained when we're not sharing our vulnerable truth. My vulnerable truth recently that my body was shaking when I spoke it, was that I act like I am fine and that I'm strong and that I am independent. But inside, I am just a little girl begging for someone to help me. That was my vulnerable truth. Woo! And it still hits a little bit. It still hits a little bit, right? So speak your vulnerable truth, because when you do, it empowers your world, it empowers everyone around you, and it creates a community where everyone is recognized, right? With the Six of Wands, the sovereign self, where our soul truths can be illuminated and we can come together in soul family. We can celebrate the hard times and the good times. We can celebrate the wins and the losses, because they are all phases in our life. They are all taking us to the next point, right? The next place. We can even celebrate versions of ourselves that we were ashamed of, versions of ourselves that we were not proud of being, right? We can have compassion, love for every version of ourselves, even the ones that we want to become still, the versions of ourselves that we want to experience, right? If there's something in your life you want to do, have love for that, right? Embody that. But we're going to celebrate every part of us, right? A past version of me, a past version of Kayla doesn't just disappear. She is in the storyline of my life. She is at the table, at my inner critic table, helping me make decisions, bringing the wisdom of the pain that she went through that taught me the lesson, right? The pain of, I don't know, fear of judgment, right? So you're everybody's friend because you're afraid of being hurt. What did I learn? Stop overgiving. People are going to hurt you even if they do like you. So it doesn't matter. So that wisdom came to the table with me because I didn't banish that Kayla, the one that was too nice and just overgiving, right? I listened to her. So you need to listen to every version of yourself. Recognize the wisdom there, right? The version of Kayla that hid her emotions, that did not share when she was upset, that was very masculine and managed them and shut them in a box. That version of Kayla, what was she doing? She was trying not to get hurt, because having emotions meant that you were unstable and what, right? That version of Kayla thought she was protecting me, right? But now I can manage my own emotions, and I can share my emotions from a place that's not attacking, not expecting anybody else to regulate my emotions, not expecting anybody to fix my emotions. That version of Kayla brought me that wisdom. So how are you celebrating every version of yourself? Even the ones when you look back and you're like, wow, that was so painful to be that person. That was so painful in that version. There's a lesson there, a lesson waiting to emerge and be recognized. with the Six of Wands, this is the victorious soldier coming back from war. And I always tell you guys, you do not become that Six of Wands unless you went to war. And I know you have. I know you have. Everyone is going through it. Everyone has. But can you be vulnerable and share it with other people? Can you bring your soul wisdom to the table so that others can learn and help them complete their own cycles, help them integrate their own wisdom because they see themselves in your story? Yeah. Kelly, the other day, I did not mention this, but I really feel like it would be very beneficial for you to talk about your story as a caregiver. Okay. I'm not sure how that's going to relate for you, but that came through the other day on the reading you were not able to join. It popped into my head, and I wanted to make sure I told you. All right, we're going to pull a vitality card from this Vegas nerve deck, and then after this is done, we'll go ahead and switch over to personal readings. One card, please, to help us ground this message into our bodies, this confirmation of vulnerability, of love, of showing love to ourselves, all versions of ourselves. Thank you. Applying the vagal brake. Here you'll explore releasing and engaging your vagal brake, a neurological mechanism that helps regulate your responses, much like a bicycle brake. This practice offers insight into the role of the vagus nerve in shifting between states of safety and calm and energy and action. Ultimately, it offers you greater control over your stress response. It's beautiful. Sit or stand with your feet flat on the floor. Visualize that you have one foot in a state of safety and connection and the other foot in a state of energy and action. Oh, this is so beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so what I'm hearing right away is when you finally decide that you are going to be vulnerable and you are going to share your story with whoever it needs to be shared with. This isn't like wound dumping. We're not trauma dumping on people. And always ask, can I speak wisdom from my life experience? Always ask, right? Don't just tell people things. But when you do have the opportunity and it's time to share the vulnerability and you feel the anxiety rising up in you and you feel that stress response coming on, this is what you do, okay? Visualize that you have one foot in a state of safety and connection. Because you do. You do, my friend, you do. Your angels, your spirit guides, the universe. My energy of love and support is with you always, okay? And the other foot in a state of energy and action, right? How are you going to convey this truth? How are you going to be bold and open up and speak this truth? Keep both feet on the ground. As you inhale, shift your weight forward. Energy, action, sharing your truth. And as you exhale, shift your weight. Oh, sorry, I said that wrong. Shift your weight towards the energy and action. And as you exhale, shift your weight towards the safety and calm. Oh my goodness. Continue this motion for 1 to 3 minutes. Okay, yeah. But you know what this also does? Shifting this energy, it's the same thing as rocking. Look, I'm rocking. I do that all the time in my readings because rocking is a self-soothing activity. You can rock this way too. But shifting your weight from one foot to the other, from the safety and calm to the action and energy, is rocking sideways. You can return to this exercise anytime you wish to increase your energy and action, release the brake, or return to a state of safety. Engage the brake. Yeah. And I would also say, when you're thinking about this safety, say, I'm so grateful for the safety of this moment. And when you are thinking about the action and the energy, say, I am so thankful to be seen in this moment, to share in this moment, to be vulnerable in this moment, right? Bring it back to gratitude. Love it. All right, guys, that does it for the collective reading. We will go ahead and open up to personal readings. Where is that? There it is. Let's see what's going on in here. Vibing Life, how you doing? Let's see. Would anyone like a personal reading? Just pop your name in the chat. Let's see. Let me hide this guy. You sure can, Kelly. Thank you for that. Let me get these shown real quick. Big, tall. There we go. Vibing Life, are you still here? Kaj, are you still here? You guys can ask questions as well. Happy to read for everybody. Ah! Kelly, I have always rocked ever since I was a kid, and my dad hated it too. I would rock in chairs a lot, like regular chairs, not rocking chairs, and he would get so angry. You're gonna break the chair. So I understand. Personal readings are open, guys. If you would like to ask a question, go ahead and pop your name and question in the chat, and I will read for you after I read for Kelly. Mother, what is Kelly manifesting right now? What is Kelly manifesting right now? It's a fun question, Kelly. Thank you for asking that. Girl, you got the Magician on the bottom of the deck. Can you see that? The Magician. There we go. Yes. Can you say manifesting? Holla. Oh, man, this card has been peeking through a lot lately. It reminds me of somebody I met a few months ago. This is the King of Swords with King Arthur. What I'm seeing here is very strong masculine energy. I honestly feel like, Kelly, you already see the truth of whatever this is that you're manifesting. I think what you're manifesting is the ability to speak your truth and claim your truth and sit in the throne of your truth without shrinking, without softening the edges, right? Not that obviously the King of Swords is not unkind. The shadow side could be that, but I'm not seeing that. What I'm seeing is and look at how he's holding the sword. He has his hand around the sword, but there's no blood. And normally like that would definitely cut your hands to hold you around the edges. So it's like you're manifesting protection around you and your truth and the delivery of your truth. I'm seeing the emblems on the hilt of the sword here. I'm not sure if nighttime is really important for you, but something about in the evenings, if you can write out the things, the truth that you're needing to say or share, something about it's more powerful for you if you are in it in the evenings. I think something about your own inner inhibitions are limited, like they're not as strong in the evenings. So if you can write them out at that time and sit with them, I think that would be really beneficial. But anyway, what I was going to say with the emblems here, you are highly protected. Like there are so many spiritual beings with you right now. And again, if you don't know who they are or what they are, you can always ask them to show themselves to you. And they can do that in a dream. Like you'll get some really random things that pop in. When I asked my spirit guides for their names, like what I could call them. And I woke up one morning and just names just started flooding in. And I was like, what? It was crazy. I was like, these don't even make sense. And that's how you know they're real, because like, why would you make up random stuff? So if you want to know your spirit guides, you can do that. You can also do meditations to meet your spirit guides. But yeah, that's what I feel like you're manifesting right now. Actively manifesting is speaking your truth, being sovereign in your truth and not feeling bad about it, not feeling guilty, right? Kings are sovereign. Kings, like, there is no defending. The king's law is final. So that's what I feel like you're manifesting right now, sweetheart. I hope that resonated. If anybody else would like a personal reading, just put your name and question in the chat. Happy to pull it for you. You're welcome, Kelly. You're welcome. And like, the truth is already there. The power around the truth is already there. I can feel it. It's very, very stable. So it's just working again with the swords being mind energy, working with your own mind to exactly confirmations. That's what we need. That's what we need here. Working with your own mind to make your mind stable about the truth, because in your soul it's strong, in your body it's strong. It's getting this thing to align. All right. If you would like a personal reading, just pop your name and question in the chat. Happy to pull for you. Thank you, Kelly. That's really kind. I appreciate that. What are you guys grateful for today? I'm grateful for internet. I'm trying to take a challenging situation and turning it into something beautiful. We just switched internet providers. Oh man, I don't want to say these names wrong. Messi or Ronaldo, is that right? No, right? Hold on. I'll come back to that, Vitamin Life. Yeah, we'll pull a card. Messi or Ronaldo? Mother for Emmeline. Messi or Ronaldo? Girl, you already know. I don't even know why I'm doing this reading. Confirmation. Like, your body. One of your body rejects one of them. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Cups. So this is like nostalgia, sweetness, innocence, childlike energy, purity. In particular, this card is about a man who takes flowers to the grave of his wife, this farmer. And then you have the Knight of Cups. So I'm not going to tell you which one, because I didn't like signify a card for either one of them. But what I heard is, like, in your body, you have a reaction to one of them that is like your body clenches, your body closes. And one of them you feel safe with, you feel very calm with. And maybe that's part of the problem, is you don't feel like this rushing in of love, like this overflowing passion and whatever. But with the Knight of Swords holding this, Knight of Cups, sorry, holding the sword here, what I'm hearing is you need to cut away that belief that love has to be fantastical, that love has to blow you away, that love has to rush in as like this overwhelming tsunami. Okay. Trust your body. What feels safe is where you need to be. And oftentimes in our nervous system, safety feels very boring, right? We're used to this up and down, high and low. But the Knight of Cups can be steady in our bodies, right? It's led by the heart. You know, in your heart, which one feels like home, right? Not which one feels like an adventure, which one feels like home. That's what I got for you, darling. Oh yeah, just to follow up that question with the internet. We got fiber optic internet finally. I live in the middle of nowhere, and so we've had Starlink satellite internet for a long time. And we finally switched, and it was ran, and then it's just not working right. And so this is like the third time it's not working right. And I'm trying not to be frustrated, trying to come at it from gratitude. I'm like, man, I'm so thankful I have internet. I'm so thankful I have internet, right? I'm so thankful that I have technology that I can sort the internet out on, that I have people that I can connect with using the internet, right? So what are you guys grateful for? Let's see. Hi, Michael. Nice to see you again. Do you have a personal reading request? I'm getting ready to do Vibing Life, Kai. But if you would like one, then we can do yours after Kai's. Let's see. Okay, so Buddy said that he still loves you. Okay, Vibing Life, I need you to verify this question because I want to make sure I understand it properly. Buddy did say that he still loves you. So I'm confused. So when we have this talk, did he tell you in a dream or something? Is that why you're asking when you have this talk? Can you please verify your question? Because I want to make sure I ask properly. Michael, you're cracking me up. Okay, so you had a phone conversation and said that he still loved you. Okay. So when you talk in person, will you be in a relationship again? Is that the question? Okay, cool. Mother, for Kai and Buddy, after they have this conversation face to face, very, very wise move, Kai. Yes, definitely have conversation face to face. So much is lost over the phone, over text, over email. In person's better. When Kai and Buddy have this face to face conversation, I have not finished asking my question yet, so these are going back in. I just feel like we need to shuffle real quick. Thanks. Will they be in a relationship again when Buddy and Kai have this conversation in person? Right away, I'm hearing that you need to make sure you know what you want to talk about. Write it down. It's not like you're going in there to interrogate him, but things that are important to create a solid relationship, you need to discuss and not forget to discuss, especially if you're prioritizing time to have an in-person discussion. Make sure all of the important things need to be spoken about, covered, with expectations addressed. Same thing with him. So I would let him know to please, whatever is very important to him, don't take it for granted. Have it written down so you guys can share these important thoughts together. Will they be in a relationship after this in-person conversation? Will they be in a romantic relationship after they're in this, have this in-person conversation, please? The cards are acting really weird. All right, so you have the Hermit. I'm not surprised. The 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So that's very encouraging. Yeah. I felt like the energy for that to happen is definitely there. Definitely possible. I will say with the 10 of Pentacles, to get to the 10 of Pentacles, you have to go through a lot. And with the Hermit being your card, this is the card of introspection, right? The card of going within, looking at our shadows, looking at things hidden in the dark. And so what I was saying is very, very on point with this message. Yes, you can be in a relationship, but if important things are not discussed, if you get to this conversation and you get carried away, lost in the clouds because you're happy to see each other and you just skip the conversation and jump straight to kissing, jump straight to being intimate and hugging and being physical, it could delay. So really make sure that you both are coming in with clear expectations, clear communication, healthy boundaries inside. You need to go in with boundaries. Okay. I am not going to touch him physically until we have this conversation, until everything that needs to be discussed has been discussed. I'm not going to greet him with a kiss. I am not going to greet him with a hug. Boundaries. Okay. Make sure everything that is within comes out. Okay. And then you have the potential for this very solid foundation. Just because he knows you got to have this talk, and just because you know you got to have this talk, doesn't mean you're actually going to do it, right? We have physical bodies. We have chemicals in our bodies that make us do things that what we wanted to do in here gets hijacked, okay? Just trying to tell you what the cards are saying. Hormones, exactly. Hormones. What's the thing? Separation makes the heart grow fonder, right? If you haven't seen each other in a while, it's easy to get carried away. Have boundaries, go within, make sure, and like maybe take some space, like even when you're sitting beside each other, don't sit next to him, like sit in a separate chair. I would recommend having the conversation in public. Not just men, everybody knows what to say. People that know you know what to say to be able to get you to react in a certain way. Yeah, the 10 of Pentacles though, babe. Definitely. I definitely think that it's there. I'm hearing like, do not get carried away. Okay, Michael, let's get to you now. Which question? Is this the same question, or are they two different questions? Because one sounds like what I was just talking about, hormones getting carried away, and the other one sounds completely opposite. So which one? I'm guessing the second one because it's a bit more typed out. It's the same question. Okay, it just cut off on you. Mother, why was Jordan trying to get Michael to be open about his feelings on Thursday? No worries. It just made me laugh. Why was Jordan trying to get Michael to be open? Ah, that's way too many cards. What I heard when that happened was listen to the question that you're asking. So you're asking, why was Jordan trying to get you to be open about your feelings on Thursday? The reverse of that question is, why were you not being open about your feelings on Thursday? You don't have to tell me. I just heard that's something that you need to sit with. Why was Jordan trying to get Michael to be open about his feelings on Thursday, please, Mother? All right, you have the 5 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And then your card is actually the Wheel of Fortune with the Weavers. And I feel like we should read this. Opened right to it. How about that? All right, for Michael. Embrace the spinning wheel, and with it, the winds of change. A cycle is coming to a close, and another is about to begin. The Norns of Norse mythology, Erd, Verdandi, and Skuld, are timeless weavers of fate, guardians of the threads that bind all existence. These enigmatic sisters dwell at the roots of, oh man, words, Yggdrasil, the world tree, whose sprawling branches cradled the 9 realms within their ancient embrace. At the base of this sacred tree, where the past, present, and future converge, the Norns ceaselessly weave the intricate tapestry of life. Their craft is a sacred act of creation, an orchestration of destiny spun from the very essence of time. With her deep knowledge of the past, Ur draws upon memories and echoes of what has been. Verdandi, poised in the ever-changing present, intertwines the now with threads of possibility, and Scold, gazing into the mysteries of what is yet to come, adds the final strands, stealing the fates of gods and mortals alike, or sealing the fates of gods and mortals alike. Their work is as inexorable as time itself, unbiased and unyielding. They weave with a hand that neither judges nor favors. Their presence felt in every twist of fortune and turn of fate. In their loom, the fabric of reality is fragile and indomitable, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things and the eternal dance between what was, what is, and what shall be. Okay. What I would say when I was reading this, Michael, the idea of time was hopping out like very, very, very prominently to me. And the idea of like the past and the future and how now, so there's something like conflict in the past, right? I was talking about how I was afraid to express my emotions earlier in the reading. So I'm not sure how you know Jordan, what your relationship with Jordan is. But what I'm seeing is something from the past has caused like fear or concern, and Jordan's very preoccupied with the reality that it's going to happen again in the future. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune being your card, I'm hearing like you have luck on your side. There is a shift in the air, especially when it comes to vulnerability and emotional processing. If you haven't heard of Joe Hudson, check out his channel. I'll link it in the replay for you. Being vulnerable does not make you less masculine, right? We think it does, and men especially, based on how you guys don't share your vulnerabilities because they can be used against you, right? And it's happened. That's why you don't share. You were taught if you show your vulnerability, somebody will use it against you, whether that's in war or like just if we're thinking way back, right? But let me ask you this. Who is more manly? The man that controls his emotions or the man that shares them vulnerably, even though it makes him very uncomfortable to do it? Who is stronger? Which man is stronger? Does it take more strength to manage that, or does it take more strength to share it? Because you're in a state, in a very fortunate time right now where you can find support to help you share your emotions, where you don't repeat cycles of the past, right? Where you have maybe isolated or weren't able to support somebody else in their emotions. Now, what I would say too is it's not your responsibility. You don't owe everyone your emotions. You don't owe everyone the truth of your emotions. You also don't have to sit with everybody else's emotions. But if you are in a partnership with someone, if you're trying to cultivate a relationship with someone, part of that is witnessing each other, right? Witnessing what happened in the past that's impacting the present. We don't have to cycle in it and loop in it forever, but it does have a place. I harp about going to therapy because it's so beautiful to speak your truth by a complete stranger and be witnessed. Be witnessed in that space. Now, maybe you don't want to go see a therapist, but you can do the same thing with your friends, right? With your family. You can speak your truth and be witnessed. You can do the same thing in a romantic relationship. You can speak your truth and be witnessed. And we're not asking anybody to fix how we feel. We're not asking anybody to carry it. We're just asking them to sit there with us while we're sad. Don't make me feel better. Just sit there with me. And you can do the same thing, right? Share the hard thing that happened, the lesson that you learned from the past relationship. I'm getting you were hurt really, really badly by somebody. It may have even been Jordan that hurt you. I don't know. So you have every reason not to want to share what you're feeling. Okay. I'm not denying that. But in this fortunate time where the collective energies are shifting. You don't have to live in the same patterns of the past, and you can have a partnership where someone knows your weaknesses, and because they know your weaknesses, when they come up, they're there to support you. They're there to fill the gap. They're there to be that complementary strength that you're looking for. Okay. So she was asking because something in the past, sorry, I just hijacked your message. Something in the past caused conflict or tension. There was definitely some type of argument. And she's worried it's going to happen again. And she's trying to make sure that that's not going to be a repeating cycle. But that doesn't have to be. Shares them. Exactly. They share them. Right? We can work through them together. That's beautiful. Joe Hudson, that is correct, Kelly. He's amazing. I love his work. He's an underground spiritual leader. He works with executives and focuses on the emotional aspect, which is how I actually launched into my spiritual awakening. Was I started meditating to heal my physical body, and it unleashed all my emotions that I had not processed. So I learned how to process my emotions and heal my emotion body. And then that triggered the next awakening. So Joe Hudson actually ends up, oh, sorry, Michael. Yeah, sure. I don't know genders or names like what. Sorry. Doesn't matter. Love is love, right? Connection is connection. Friendship, doesn't matter. But yeah, Joe Hudson, he said when he works with people and they start working through their, a lot of it's like childhood wounding, inner child stuff, right? They have spontaneous spiritual awakenings and they're like, what's happening? What's going on? And he's like, oh, this is so normal. So yeah, blessings to you too, Michael. Blessings to you too. Hope that wasn't too harsh. I was trying to speak it in love and courage, and I feel like the depth of the, it's not pain. There's a depth of wisdom in you, Michael, that is begging to come out. And so that's why I was so passionate about your message, because I could just feel the wisdom wanting to flow through. You may would love to read for you. What question do you have? I am doing very well, so thank you for asking. I might have already answered that. Wow. Short-term memory. Oh, this is the same question you asked last time. You think his love changes so quickly? Oh, does Merched love Rezia? I'm not sure if I'm saying your names right. I'm sorry. No disrespect meant. Mother, does Merched love Rezia? I honestly don't remember the answer last time. Do you have it saved? One of the past readings. Yes, darling. 2 of Cups. For sure. For sure. There's something about you both need to tap into partnership, though. Like equal give and take. You need to approach the relationship holistically, not just from a romantic aspect, but a very practical aspect. Like, how are you going to make it work in your lives? How are you both going to share the financial weight, the responsibility, the invisible mental load that goes into relationships? Both of you being partners is what I'm hearing. All right. Does anybody else want a personal reading? Happy to read for you guys. Just put your name and question in the chat. I'd like to remind you guys, I go live Monday through Friday in the AM Eastern time. So if you guys want to join, make sure you like and subscribe. I always do free personal readings at the very end. for the collective. And if you can't stay for the collective reading, you can always ask your question and I'll go back and answer it at the very end. Yeah, looks like we might have everybody. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining. It's always a pleasure to read for you guys. I do have a surprise I'm working on. I'll be announcing it on the channel soon. Keep your eyes peeled. And I just want to remind you guys on this channel, always come as you are and stay as you become. Bye, my friends. You're welcome, Kelly. Thank you too, hun.